shirt and try and convince you guys that I'm filming this on a different day? What are you talking about? Rude.
Alright guys, so this video is actually a special video. This is actually a viewer requested video, okay? So a viewer kind of commented and asked that I make a video or kind of talk about this subject, and I thought it was a good idea. So here we go. This question comes from user ALFMD. I don't think I can get super fancy with editing because I don't know what I'm doing. If I can like screenshot it and put it in the video, I will. No promises though, so I will read it to you. So they said, this might sound ignorant, but since it's OCD Awareness Week, could you talk about what it's like to be in a relationship with people with OCD and what to expect? Should you be worried to be stabbed while you are asleep if the person you are dating has harm OCD? Alright, well, I'm glad that you asked. This is, I think, a really good topic, and I'm gonna expand it beyond like romantic relationships to also, you know, kind of having a family member or what to expect as a friend of someone with OCD, because I think that we can kind of cover more ground that way. I already responded to their comment, but the short answer is no, you should not be worried that someone is going to stab you in your sleep if they have harm OCD. You should be worried that they're losing all of their hours of sleep sitting there like this watching you to make sure that they're not going to stab you, to make sure that you're still breathing, that they didn't do something, you know, in some other state of consciousness to you. That's my own experience. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit, like I said, about romantic relationships first. What should you expect? You should expect that you are gonna get asked some silly questions. You're gonna probably have to reassure this person. If you've learned anything from my other videos, I would hope that it would be don't reassure them. But if you suspect that a loved one has OCD and they don't really realize it, but you're kind of picking up some of the signs, don't offer them that reassurance, okay? People, especially if they have like a relationship type of OCD, where my issues personally with relationships are that I'm afraid that I can't love people, that I'm a very cold person, that I don't feel certain things that I should feel, and I base like what my relationship should feel like on what I think like the media portrays them as. And that's not the case, I guess. I mean, I don't really know. I don't do the whole relationship thing a whole lot. And when I do, it's usually very forced because I don't know what I'm supposed to feel, and I don't know if I'm feeling right about things, and I just get so... This is why I have 5 cats. I'm 25 and I'm already a cat lady. Let's just leave that there for you. But yeah, you should expect to kind of, you know, have some issues with some things that you might not understand. You might not understand why they have to do things a certain way. It might not make sense to you, but they might get very frustrated if you're kind of taking them out of their routine or messing things up for them. So you have to have a certain amount of patience, okay? And that's, I don't think, too much to ask when someone is dealing with a serious mental battle, okay? You just have to be patient and understanding and kind of educate yourself, you know, on what it's like to not only deal with them kind of secondhand, you know, deal with their obsessions and stuff as someone that's with them, but try and understand as much as you can about what they're going through. Okay, try and understand what's happening to them so you can be a little bit more sympathetic about kind of, you know, what they're going through, because they are having an awful time probably. And they are doing every single thing that they can to seem like everything is a-okay and everything is normal when it's not. Alright, and the same would go for, you know, if you have a family member or a friend who is suffering, you really have to educate yourself on kind of how to be with them, how to help them, how to deal with the questions they might ask you, or deal with the little like quirky, I say it like this because I hate when people describe like obsessions or compulsions as quirks, because it's so much deeper than that. They're painful, they hurt, like they are draining. So the quirky things that they do, you have to really understand why that's happening and what you can do in response. Maybe if they go to therapy, you could go with them so that their therapist can tell you, as someone who is close to them, how you can help them. You know, I've read stories online, and I've heard through some other people that kind of, if you have like a spouse, or if your child or somebody has OCD and they're asking you, you know, I need reassurance on this thing. They're not going to say it like that, but if they're asking for reassurance on something, you can say, you know, I'm not allowed to answer that question. And it's painful for that person that's suffering, but it's also a grounding tool. It kind of brings them back to like, okay, yeah, I really shouldn't be asking that. It's not helping me. It's not helping anybody. It's not going to get me better. So you can kind of learn things that way. Okay, so you can learn how to help them, and like I said before, really concentrate on learning what they're going through their eyes. Okay, through their experiences. There are lots of things online that you can read about what it feels like for people. Of course, if you don't have that kind of mindset, it might be hard for you to imagine, but really do your best. Imagine the feeling, this is kind of what I can relate it to, that feeling you get when you get really bad news, or when you read something that you didn't want to read, or something like that just kind of really jars you. Imagine that all the time. Imagine that happening with every thought you have. Okay? Imagine that, you know, with every feeling you get. Imagine that every moment, from the second you wake up till right when you're trying so hard to fall asleep. Okay? Imagine that, because that's what it's like for us. Be patient with people that can't seem to do simple tasks, okay? That take a long time, you know, in the shower, or, you know, take a long time getting dressed, or have a really hard time, you know, like cooking dinner, leaving the house, you know, just understand that there's probably something deeper than, you know, oh, this person's lazy, or this person has some kind of weird thing going on, or this, that, the other thing. These fears that we have are so deeply rooted that sometimes we just want someone to be like, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. We can take it slow today. We can kind of, you know, do what you need to do today. Okay, that's really important. All right, so I hope I answered that question, and I hope I kind of covered some grounds with how to help someone that you know, that you're close to, that has OCD, or, you know, any other anxiety disorder. It doesn't even have to be anxiety. Imagine, you know, any disorder. You know, you want to understand what that person's going through and know how to respond to them, know what they need, and know how to help them. So I think this is actually my last video for OCD Awareness Week, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there's another bonus one. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any other ideas right now, and I'm exhausted. And I just want to work on my Halloween costume, okay? Because Halloween is in 2 weeks. So on that note, I'm going to get going. I'm going to put some comfy clothes on because I've changed like 4 times today. So you do whatever you need to do, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. All right? Thank you guys so much for staying with me through these OCD awareness videos. I really hope that you learned something from them, even if you didn't watch all of them, didn't watch them all the way through, or didn't do whatever. That's fine. I won't hold it against you, I guess. But, you know, I hope that you guys learned something, or you could share these videos. Oh yeah, kind of, you know, I just want to say good luck with whatever you're going through. I'll be back with some videos soon. Maybe not OCD related ones, maybe something else, who knows. Whenever the mood strikes me. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you later.